Welcome, my wonderful listeners, to the Languages Pedagogy Podcast. Well, today we continue one of the most honest conversations I've ever recorded. In part 1, we uncovered the emotional and professional struggles of non-native English teachers. But in this part, things get even more real. Anna and I dig into the hard truth, how qualifications, passion, and experience are still overshadowed by a simple passport. We talk about stories of bias that are not just unfair, but deeply human. This episode isn't just about discrimination, it's about dignity, identity, and standing up for what's right in our profession. So, wherever you are, take a deep breath, open your mind, and let's step into this powerful continuation. Breaking the bias, the real cost of nativism in language teaching, Part 2. And grab yourself a coffee, let's talk about it, and let's get started.
Woo! Let's go!
So why would I?
Exactly.
Might ask,
Of
why
course.
would I? Why would
Of
I?
course.
If before I took my CELTA course, my salary was $10 per hour. When I came back with my brand new CELTA A course, they said 12. They were like, all right,
God.
12. What, and then you would have like a teacher assistant who is a British kid. And they would still treat you as non-equal, and that's I think
Yes,
that's
that's
what we
the
have
story. Yeah,
to
it's true.
fight. That's the story, that's also the other side of the coin of this discrimination and malpractices. So
I actually pulled the trigger pretty well on you. I really like your answer because I was actually looking for that answer over there because it's true. It's true. It doesn't matter actually how much you work on yourself. It's true. And it's not actually pro principles or school or system at all, because that is actually something that I will never do. But yes, it's true. What you're telling me is 100% true. I mean, it's if you're gonna be working 24/7 in your language skills, but at the end of the day, people in the school, university, or anywhere, they say, "Oh, you got a new one? Okay, so anyway, I'll give you $1 more." It's like, what is going on?
Absolutely.
Why is that? But then you have the other one, the native speaker over there, who hasn't gotten any certificate.
Absolutely.
And anyway,
Right.
he's making twice or even 3 or 4 or 5 times more than you. And it's like, why,
does.
God?
Exactly. So you might get really frustrated with this. This, like, it's not only unfair, it's infuriating sometimes.
Yeah, really.
And
It
no
triggers.
amount of work is going to get you on the same level. This is why we need to talk about this. This is why, it's not only a problem of, not native, non-native. It's like a huge thing that is, it ties up the whole industry.
True. That's why I was telling you actually the last time that I got this Russian teacher, Anna Vitalyevna. Wonderful. Wow, I never thought I was going to meet someone so knowledgeable in a language. She knows so much about grammar, vocabulary, never been to an English-speaking country in her life. And she has such a beautiful accent. Oh, geez. She doesn't have the Russian accent in the back, because when people actually are learning, they get their native tongue in the back, anyway. But she doesn't. It's like, what? How you do it? Well, and she was the teacher that actually got to get paid the most. And even though it was the most, it wasn't enough. And that's when actually I told you the story the last time that I was actually helping her to get a really good salary there because she was really fantastic.
Right. To get a raise. Right.
Yes.
But I think for many of us in the profession, that's a happy ending here, that someone spoke up and
Yeah,
eventually you did get a raise. For a lot of us, as I said, no amount of trainings is going to give you a raise. No amount of training it's going to make you equal. It's like it's
exactly.
just what it is, and it's yeah,
Frustration, right?
it is. It is very frustrating. It is it's so unfair, and that's kind of what I think particularly what drives me mad is when people don't see the problem. When they say like
Well,
that's
come
not
on,
a
it's not a
problem.
big thing. Yeah,
It's not a big thing. It's how it's supposed to be, and
yeah.
that's
That's the
like
system. Get
yeah,
used
no,
to
it
it.
makes me so angry. It makes me so angry. It makes me so angry for the profession. Like how you wouldn't go to a doctor who didn't finish their studies, would you? I mean, you wouldn't. You
Yeah,
wouldn't go to a lawyer who didn't finish their studies.
of
But
course.
nonetheless, when it comes to learning a language, you would just go to a person who never actively learned the language, who just learned the language by listening to lullabies and talking to friends at school.
Yeah.
Like, how would you do this? Like, literally, one time a student of mine came up to me. It's like, is it actually necessary to look for a teacher with qualification? Like, wouldn't it be enough that
Wow.
the person speaks a language? I mean, yeah,
Mm-mm.
that was a genuine question. Like, do I really need to find someone with qualifications? Like, would it be enough? And I say, of course, like, compare it to your native language. You speak Russian, right? Okay. Would you be able to teach Russian to someone, knowing that we
Exactly.
have 7 noun cases and they all take a different preposition? Like, would you be able to teach it? And he goes like, no, probably not. Right. So why do you think that teaching is just a piece of cake, that anyone can do this? You just need to speak a language. No? No?
Exactly. You got it. Nailed it. Yes, that was a good one. Exactly. How? What gives you actually the mastery there? Just by speaking it
Mm,
when you were born. Exactly. Two things. You were born in a language. You can definitely speak the language and have all the nuances and a whole bunch of things there. However,
hmm.
that doesn't qualify you to be a teacher. To be a
It
teacher,
doesn't.
it
Hmm.
actually requires a lot more than just the language itself.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Strategies, educational psychology, and a whole bunch of things that actually come along with it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Um, without knowing how people learn, you are not able to teach them. And
Mhm.
without having there are a lot of studies that show us that multilingual teachers, they are much better in the classroom surroundings because they do know how one learns the language.
Exactly.
Like that's a huge advantage if you learn the language yourself and you could tell your students how exactly what you have done, what stages, what systems, how that worked for you, so you could work it out together with your students and find the best way
Hmm.
possible for them to learn the language. I don't know why people still say that. I don't know why people still advertise themselves as native speakers. Like, is that the only thing that you could boast of? Like, is that the only qualification that you've got? It's
Exactly.
like,
So what we can do is just actually, okay, let's just tell all the teachers, local teachers, to move to the States, get the passport, and then you're a native speaker.
that's the thing, you would not be. you know? It doesn't
Definitely
work
makes
that
sense,
way,
right?
sadly.
Exactly. Yeah,
Ah.
I'm gonna move to Russia, so now I'm gonna get the Russian passport, so now I'm a Russian native
Mhm.
native speaker now. But it's not. I wouldn't dare actually myself to go and teach Russian. That's
No,
crazy. I
no,
wouldn't dare myself to go and teach Spanish. I can't.
no. You cannot do this. No, I think native speaker is it's an identity in a way. It's like you
Yes,
you cannot. It's like it. You cannot transfer it. You cannot just change it with your passport. You cannot obliterate all your past and just say, okay, now I'm in the UK and I'm going to be calling myself British. Like, it doesn't work that way.
exactly. It doesn't work like that. So
Mhm.
now moving on a little bit to the last part here. How
Okay.
can we challenge these discriminatory ads?
Oh, report them. You know, I think it's easier for us in the European Union because it's illegal and
Mhm.
it is stated in the law that this is illegal. So if you see an ad advertising or asking for a native speaker, you could potentially report it and the school will be fined. So this is, it's an illegal practice. It's much more complicated in other countries where you cannot even potentially get a visa. Like South Korean teachers, they cannot. If you are not from one of the big seven, one of the inner circle, so to say, you cannot even get a teacher visa.
The elite of the elite, the very
elite
inner
of the
circle.
elite, the white of the white. Yes.
Yeah. Impossible. Because there's only American, Canadian,
Australian,
British. No, not even not even Australian. Not even New Zealand. No.
My God.
Just those ones, basically.
How would they feel about this? I often talk to my Irish colleagues, and they quite often they are left out. It's like then they say British, American, Canadian. What about us?
But but they don't actually talk about Irish because they say that the Irish accent is too heavy. So no, thank you.
Yeah, they don't want to see
or the Scottish,
Irish.
Thank you. The Welsh, thank you. No, English. So basically England. Okay. Yeah. So,
but yeah, as I was saying, like educating people around you. If you see an advertisement that you deem discriminatory, you could just report it, and you could. I don't know, you could screenshot it and make it public for the others to see. Talk to your colleagues, talk to your students, talk to everyone who would listen, like basically I am such a big party pooper because I'm kind of, every time the conversation goes around my profession and what I do, and I receive these stares like, you're not a native speaker, I would go, excuse me, hold my beer. Now we gotta talk.
Hold the beer. Exactly.
Just talk to people. Yes, if you are in the position to change things, if you are in the position of hiring someone, be aware that there is this bias and there is this discriminatory practice. I understand that this is how market works. I understand that this is what parents want, but then again, like, I understand if you give this dichotomy to a parent and say, hey, this is Anna, she's non-native, and this is Annie, she's native. Obviously, they're going to say, well, we would go for a native one. But if you would say, well, this is Anna, and she could help you prepare for international meetings in English because she has 10 years of experience of business English preparation. And you would say, and this is Annie, she's just fresh graduate, she has a TEFL 2 weeks course.
Exactly. Yeah.
and then suddenly things change and you would go like, okay, well, like there's like there is more to it. And obviously, like, this is not comparable. So giving your parents the choice, who would you rather see as a teacher of your child? Someone with 10 years of experience working with young learners and early childhood students, and or would you rather they study with someone exactly like who never seen children in their life before and who were just here on holidays because they wanted to enjoy the life? Like, who would you choose? And then suddenly it's not so obvious, suddenly it's not so straightforward, like native, non-native. So,
but they still actually just put them in that way. And but that's a good one over there. I really like that one that you just said now. Yeah, because exactly, instead of like advertising native, non-native, or white and black, or blonde, or I don't know, dark hair, whatever, just say, okay, we got these two teachers. This teacher over here has 10-year experience. This one has 1 year experience. They both have great skills. However, with this teacher, you can learn this, and with this other teacher, you can learn this other part. Go for it.
That
would be pretty easy, pretty nice.
Absolutely. And suddenly the shift from native, non-native, it changes to something that is kind of more tangible for you. And you start thinking, okay, that's probably not what I would want for myself. That's not what I want to invest my money in. And you stop thinking about the non-native thing. So, I don't know.
Yes. Well, you have every right to stand up for yourself, right?
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Well, and I don't like thinking that I'm, kind of advocating for only non-native teachers. As I said, I think I'm advocating for the whole industry.
Teachers, yeah.
It's like teachers. We are all teachers. We are entitled to be seen as professionals. Like we need this. It's high time that people start regarding our qualification and not only the passport that we come from.
Exactly, because that's not the point. I mean, that won't actually qualify you as a teacher. I mean, you need a lot of stuff to be a teacher. I mean, I think the career that we're actually building over here, it actually just built up in different stuff. You know, it's just like a Jenga.
Hmm.
You're
Oh
building
yeah, that's a
yourself
good
like little by
comparison.
little. Okay, here I am. This is the teacher. 10 years. Here it is. 20 years. Okay, here it is. So it is actually like that, you know, building blocks. That's
Hmm.
teaching. Teaching is not
Hmm.
actually just built up in a passport, in a little book that says, "Oh, you're from the US or you're from here, you're from here, you're from." No,
No, not
it
at all.
actually requires a lot more than that. And personally, I got to tell you, you know, I got the well, luckily I got dual citizenship,
Hmm.
so I can actually decide which passport I can actually use or where I can travel without any issue.
Hmm.
But yeah, I faced that situation and myself, even myself, I've
Hmm.
actually seen it. So when I actually just go to an interview, I remember at the beginning when I was just working in here in China. I was actually okay. Okay, are you a native, non-native? I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm a non-native. Yeah, okay, no problem. Okay, thank you. We only need natives. Okay. Oh, really? Why is that? They were pretty straightforward to my face. Like, no, oh, I'm sorry, we don't need no native. We need
And
native. And
then
I'm
you
like,
do this
oh,
switching thing and come back again with another passport.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
suddenly
You know,
everything
yes, I did
everything
it.
changes.
I
Wow.
did it. I did
That's
it. I
pretty
did it.
wild.
Yeah, I did it. I did it because I got so frustrated with one of my colleagues as well here. And I was like, what the hell? Sorry for the word, but what the hell? It was next day I was actually I just went back to the same place and I'm like, I would like to have the interview. And they're like, but you came yesterday. I was like, yeah, but yesterday I came as a non-native. Now I'm a native. Here's my passport.
Wow.
And they're like, oh, you got a native passport. I was like, yes. Oh, please
Everything
come in. And I'm
changes.
like,
Unbelievable.
and they're like, yeah, we can actually give you this. Okay, here's the contract. Well, you know what?
Unbelievable.
I was just testing, but I don't need the job. Thank you very much. I think you got to actually keep it for someone who has problems and
Mm.
believe that a non-native or a native is better than a non-native. So if you got problems with that, so this place is not for me. What are you guys teaching in the school? I have no idea. But this is terrible. Thank you very much. And I just stood up.
Unbelievable.
They're like, no,
Right.
but
It just
I'm
shows
sorry. I'm like,
you.
thank you.
Now
I
you've already
didn't
shown
actually need
yourself.
the job because I had the job. But I went over there because I wanted to make them feel
But now
bad.
you know that there
I'm
are,
sorry,
yes,
but I needed to make
discrimination
them
is
feel bad.
there and it exists. Right. I feel sadly like a lot of our colleagues don't see this discrimination or they don't want to admit that it exists, because like that's what we're taught, that, that's a normal state of things. But if you come to realize that these practices that you've just mentioned, it's like, this is not normal. This is not how it's supposed to be,
No,
and then suddenly there's this light bulb moment in your head and you go like, oh, so it was illegal. Oh, so they cannot advertise for a white, blonde, blue-eyed. No, they couldn't do this. That's illegal, really. Like, and everything makes sense. You kind of go like, all right, so I was actually a victim of discrimination.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I did it. And well, it actually worked. It sounds funny, but I did exactly what you just imagined. And
Wow.
it actually worked. I've been standing up for that for a long time, actually, silently in the back. But now I'm just telling you example because of the episode. But I've been doing it in the back. And I've been doing a lot of stuff actually, even with parents here, that they have these type
Mhm.
of issues as well. But not because they want to. Let's get clear on that. Not all the parents actually want the native speaker, something like that, because they think native speakers are better. But it's because society or schools are
Mhm.
pushing that narrative and then actually
Absolutely.
passes to
Yeah.
parents. And some of them are pretty weak and they just like, oh, okay. Yeah, natives is the best. Okay, Americans are the best or English are the best. I mean, no.
Well, it's a fantastic selling point, that's like, if you want to have more money from the parents, you just sell them a native speaker passage, it's like, and that's I don't know if it makes sense in business. This is not a very good practice, in my opinion, but I understand why some schools might do this. But like is that the only thing that you might advertise your school with? The native speaker? Not even the qualified teachers, not professional teachers. We've got native speakers. That's what matters.
Exactly. And I'll keep fighting that, even if people just think I'm stupid or crazy or whatever. I don't care, because I really hate it. And I've been actually, I think actually I take this very personal, because I got really good friends, and they've been all kicked out or they've been rejected by this narrative. Great teachers I've met, and it's just like, wow, I wish I could have at least half of that creativity that teacher has, so I can put him or implement it in the classroom. And that teacher is not a native teacher; he's a non-native teacher, and he's like, why? I take it very personal, and I've done many things, and those are some of them, the ones that I've made. But I don't like it. I really hate it. On LinkedIn,
No.
I go wild actually with the people when they start actually advertising. Even these agents, they start blocking me, and they start actually just disconnecting or unfollow or something like that.
No, I think it's true. We cannot find with we cannot fight with the industry. It's very, very difficult. It's the whole system that is not. But what I like to think about is that, writing my post and speaking up about the issue, I talk not to the system, I talk to the victims of discrimination, and I want to let them know that they are not alone. And you, by doing this, you might say, well, I stand right here next to you and I support you. And I think that's a good thing that we are doing this, like letting people know that this is not okay. And, there are people who would be fighting alongside with them. And it's a pretty good thing, like knowing that there is a community supporting you.
Of course. And I've noticed that actually more native speakers are also in this trend,
Of course.
of supporting.
I mean,
because it's not fair.
It's
Someone educated.
The profession, exactly, because it has a negative impact on the whole profession,
Yeah.
and it's like, anyways, I gotta go.
All right.
I gotta go to my long teaching hours.
Oh my
I
god!
do have a
you got
class,
more classes now?
I do.
How many more classes do you
It's-
have?
It's 2:00 and I have about 2 hours more, so
Good.
okay.
Wow.
Good for me.
2:00, 6. Well, I just finished now, so I'll just have a good rest, prepare my coffee, and just lay
That's
down.
a good one. That's a good one.
Go.
Let me
You got
take a
this one.
picture of us talking. Fantastic.
Hiyo.
Hiya.
Just like just like the Chinese. Hiya. That's the Chinese way. Hiya. 非常好，非常好，老师，非常好。
Oh my. That was
对。
impressive.
No.
To my ear, at least. I'm not Chinese, so I don't really know how that sounded, but it sounded pretty impressive to me. All right.
Oh, by the way, I would like actually
Yeah.
for you to say goodbye to all the listeners here. Please go ahead.
Yes. Yeah, as I said, if you have been going through discrimination and if you think that this is, there's nothing to be done, you could always reach out to myself or to Mike and just we could talk it through and we could, discuss what you can potentially do in this current situation. And you're never alone. You're never alone. So there are people who would support you. There are people in the industry who would fight for you. So, that's just what it is. You are not worse. You are not you're not less. You are seriously enough if you're a teacher with qualification. It's I understand that this is what the system is. I understand that this is what the world is, and it's a very unfair place to live in nowadays, but you are never alone.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Anna, for giving me the privilege to talk to you. I think you're a great
Been a
talker.
pleasure.
I love talking to you. I think you got so many cool
I need
ideas.
to.
I feel like I know you
I need
for
to switch
ages
from
already.
teaching
I don't know why.
public speaking.
Hey, why not? That's another one. Okay.
So
Don't forget to make
if I
a
get
course over there.
discouraged,
Public speaking. Come here. Join.
put it on my LinkedIn.
Yeah, why not?
Headline.
Okay. Sounds very good.
Podcaster and the public speaker.
Hey,
I'm just kidding.
why not?
Anyways, there's
you got all what it takes.
One day I got so discouraged from being discriminated against, I would do that. Right. Thank you so much. Yes. Have a wonderful afternoon and evening. See you soon.
You too.
Bye-bye.
See you.
Bye. See you. Bye-bye.
See you. Thank you all for staying with us until the end of this conversation. What Anna said is something every teacher needs to hear. You're not alone. Whether you were born in the inner circle or far beyond it, your worth as an educator is built by your effort, your passion, and your impact, not your passport. If this episode moved you, share with someone who needs to know they're enough. Follow and subscribe to the Languages Pedagogy Podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to it. So in that case, you don't miss what's coming next. And as I always say, until next time, keep teaching fearlessly, keep believing in your voice, and never, never stop learning.